not doing anything until I come last then.
And we are live. Everyone said ready, so I figured I'd do it. All right, hello, fellow gamers. This is Zrowinc, and we are back with episode 5 of the podcast set up like a game in the spirit of gaming. Basically, we have 5 topics. We've actually knocked it down from the original 6 because we just found it was taking a little too long to get through the podcast, and we want to keep it under about an hour and 30 minutes. So basically, we're going to ask 5 questions, 4 regular, 1 from each sub who's watching right now. So if you have a question or a topic you would like us to cover, think of that. You will have round 5 all to yourself if you have a question for us. Each contestant will have 2 minutes to answer. And whenever they make a point, you will hear that ding, and that means they got a point for that particular point they have made.
He fixed his bell. Ha-ha!
So, the order, with that being said, the order today will be me, then Axel,
Whoa.
then Hatchet, then Tsunami, and then Arch, with Axel doing my points because everyone has had a turn to do my points at this point. So I already know I'm not gonna. So I already know I'm gonna lose this game today. No, but
No, you probably will. Probably will.
But anyway, guys, the order is gonna be, like I said, me, Axel, Hatchet, Tsunami, and then Arch because he went first last week. All right, so the first question of round 1. Recently, Jimmy Kimmel was attacked over his views on gamers watching other gamers play Let's Plays rather than playing games themselves. What could be the point, if any, to watching another person play games? All right, so that's to me. All right, are you ready to go? You got me, Axel?
Yes.
You got me, Tsunami? You got the time?
Yeah.
All right.
Right at the end of the question, like I always do.
All right. So, to me, there are reasons to watch it. Okay, there are definitely reasons. Like, if you want to know what a game looks like before you make the purchase, if you want to know how the game plays before you make the purchase, I can understand that being watching a Let's Play. I can understand you watching a professional, gamer, like a gamer who is better than most. Like, say, professional football players. You watch NFL because you want the best of the best. You don't go watch an amateur league if you want, the professional, high-quality, competitive spirit that you get in the NFL. You're going to watch professionals do that. You're going to watch college players. You're going to watch people who have been doing it for years. So I understand watching professional players do it. But then again, there's also those that I don't understand. I'm with Jimmy Kimmel on the fact that I don't understand watching someone who doesn't have something to give me. Like, perfect example, Optic Midnight, okay? One of my favorite gamers. If she's better than most first-person shooter gamers, okay? She's better than most. So that brings something to the table for me. That brings something that I can't do. And I don't care if I trained for years upon years upon years, I would never be that good. So I understand that. But what I don't understand is watching someone who is not good just being not good for the sake of being not good, I understand watching it if you want to go get achievements, okay? Going and getting achievements or going in and figuring out how certain trophies are gotten. I understand that because sometimes you just don't know. You're like, okay, that trophy, I would have never thought of that in a million years. Sometimes they put some weird trophies if you're hunting for trophies in there. So I really understand those points, but I also am with Jimmy Kimmel. If you have the option to play them, for me, I would rather play them than watch. Personally, I can see. I'll finish this point, but you don't have to give me a point for it. I see the appeal of PewDiePie, and I see the appeal of Markiplier and everything else like that. But I mean, for me, I don't understand it like Jimmy Kimmel doesn't understand because I play games. But I understand that point of view that if you like to watch, I do understand it. All right. So what's the damage?
You got 3.
3.
Yes.
Yes, yes. No, I'm not starting off good at all. Damn it, Axel's gonna get like 5 points. Watch. No. All right, Axel. Round one, same question to you. Recently, Jimmy Kimmel was attacked over his views on gamers watching other gamers play Let's Plays rather than playing games themselves. What could be the point, if any, to watching another person play a video game?
Well, I mean, watching another person play a video game, especially on YouTube, they could be giving you insight whether you want to buy this game or not, or if it's something, if it lives up to the expectations that you had for it. Okay, but at the same time, I mean, what's the big deal of of gamers watching other gamers play? I mean, look at the Jimmy Kimmel show. We watch a live studio audience who's watching you. I mean, that it's kind of like a double standard here. And also, I mean, there was that joke he made. Yeah, like you didn't used you back in his day, you'd watch other people play video games when you ran out of quarters. Sure, but you know what? Nowadays, it's more. I don't know. It's more about the commentary. People watch other. I mean, I personally watch other YouTubers play games, not just because they play it differently, but I do. It's because they're funny when they play it. They make a joke that when they get they make a joke when they get angry, or some of the stuff they play, some of the stuff they say is like stupid funny. Okay, it's the same kind of. It's the same way. That's like asking why do people watch porn? Why do people watch reality TV shows? You're still watching other people doing nothing. I mean, this opens up like a conflict to like social media, Instagram and everything. Why are you following this person? Why do you want to see what this person's doing? It's something people do. Humans watch. Humans are interactive by nature. Okay, so I mean, if it's something to do, then they're going to do it. Now for gamers, it's more broadened because there's so many things out there to do, and I mean, for my final note, it's just like I think he went look. The joke was a bit funny, but I think he did go a bit too far with the joke by saying you can watch gamers watching other gamers and watching gamers of watching gamers of people who are watching those gamers and then all the way up to God. Yeah, he took the joke a bit too far. Which I'm sorry, Jimmy Kimmel, you're funny, but you're not that funny.
Time.
That's it.
All right, you were awarded 4 points that round. Congratulations. I especially liked where you were talking about how humans are interactive by nature. They like to watch other people perform stuff, and I mean, and that's understandable. I may not understand it, okay, because I play games and I've been playing games forever, but that doesn't necessarily mean that other people may not like it. I'm not telling anyone not to do it, and I think that's where the big issue comes. But that was a great point. All right, on to the next person, Hatchet. Same question to you. Recently, Jimmy Kimmel was attacked over his views on gamers watching others gamers play Let's Plays rather than playing games themselves. What could be the point, if any, to watching another person play?
Well, it always comes down to, you can always find, ideas, tactics, skills, things that you never thought about doing in a game. I mean, an alternate route. There's things that we're good at games. I'm not going to say we're the best, but we're damn good. And there's times where we're stuck on a point and we can't figure it out. Plus there's the other side of the coin where, yeah, humans like to watch, like Axel just said, we like to watch a car crash. We like to see somebody who is pants on head retarded who playing a game that they know nothing about and completely screw it up.
Art.
I mean, anyway, but I mean, it's one of those things where you'll watch a guy and you'll learn what not to do too from what they're doing. You get that sense of tsunami. Yeah. Anyway, but there's a comical feel to it when you're watching somebody fail so bloody bad, but but it also gives you ideas on whether or not you're going to buy the game, and whether you're going to buy the game, whether you're not going to buy the game, if there's things that appeal to you or they don't. And there's also different types of Let's Plays that I've seen. Like there's a channel that I've been watching called Up Up Down Down without the O's. It's by a wrestler by the name of Xavier Woods. He put out his own gaming channel. He does jump scares where he'll play a frightening game and people like to see him freak out. panic while playing like Slender, the 8 pages or whatever. There's it's a variety of different Let's Plays. It's just there's so many different aspects to it. Personally, I think it ruins the storyline. It kills, possibilities. There's spoilers. There's a lot of different things.
You did get that last point in about spoilers and it spoiling the gaming thing. I'm sure a couple people might have used that in the future, but I really liked how you talked about that, and I like how you talked about there are different Let's Players out there, so there are different reasons to watch different people. It actually it's a really, really good point. So on to Tsunami. Tsunami. Same question to you. Recently, Jimmy Kimmel was attacked over his views on gamers watching other gamers play Let's Plays rather than playing games themselves. What could be the point, if any, to watching another person play?
Well, you can see other people play the game, and you can watch the other people play the game. I can't keep it. Let's see, points that they haven't hit on. Well, there's those people that really annoy me. The ones that get online and they, for example, the people that do the RPGs, the online RPGs. You get people that go on and watch it because they actually don't want to play through the RPG. They just want to see all the cutscenes, so they'll go ahead and just watch the guy play the cutscenes and play through the RPG, get the story, and then say that they played it, and won't even say that they watched it, which really bugs the heck out of me. It happens. Other reasons why it gets done is because people have a need for entertainment, especially gamers. I mean, that's the reason why we play video games. We like our entertainment, and that's just another form of entertainment to us, to getting online and watching somebody, like Hatchet said, go through the jump scares or go through their trials and tribulations with the game, because that's that. As far as that all goes, though, I still don't understand it. My time is better spent actually playing the game than sitting there watching somebody do it. Again, we have to take into account that a lot of these people, too, half the time it's acting. They're not actually, if they actually sit at home and play games like that, I don't think PewDiePie's girlfriend would stay with him for very long if he was that loud and obnoxious. But he is funny, and he's a great actor, and he does a really good job at the Let's Plays. But like I said, it's entertainment, and it's an enjoyable entertainment. And that's my time.
All right. Well, I especially like how you were talking about how it's become this form of entertainment, as with anything in life. You have all these different entertainment mediums. And yeah. So I especially like I especially like where you were going with that. I especially like how you said that a lot of these people are entertainers. They're actors. They're people who are there to actually entertain you and not to be about the game. So that was a good point. On to the last person, Arch.
Man, I'm at a fucking disadvantage.
Same question to you. I know, it sucks being last, huh? But same question to you. Okay, recently Jimmy Kimmel was attacked over his views on gamers watching other gamers play Let's Plays rather than playing games themselves. What could be the point, if any, to watching another person play?
Okay. Well, I myself do watch Let's Plays on occasions. I watch Achievement Hunter, I watch Markiplier, and I also watch Homage and some of like the other COD Pro players, because it's fun to see what they do, because it gives you a sense of entertainment, and also if you're watching like the pro players, it kind of gives you like the possibilities of what you can do yourself when you actually play the game. And well, also it doesn't have to go. If you look at it this way, it kind of also gives more credibility to the game, because if your favorite YouTuber is playing the game, then you'll want to go buy the game to be just like them. So it's all about peer pressure if you also want to think about it that way. I mean, if PewDiePie all of a sudden decides to get an Xbox One and starts playing the Master Chief Collection or Halo 5 when it comes out or the new Gears of War, Xbox is going to get a huge revenue itself because PewDiePie is the biggest YouTuber in the world as of today. And also, it can also give your competition bad publicity. Say, for perfect example, Angry Joe. He attacked Arkham Knight on the PC, and that gave the PC a huge backlash because it was running so badly, and it also gave Rocksteady Studios a horrible review. It also gave Rocksteady Studios horrible credibility when it comes to porting games that should never have been for PC to PC. So in a way, it goes both ways on why people watch it. It can go for business, it can go for entertainment, and it can also go for slander. And slandering right now is one of the biggest things because I hate to say this because I am part of this community, but the gaming community communicates through slander. We only talk shit to each other. There's no point in us trying to have a normal conversation without someone stepping in and just trying to start a whole console war again. And sure. And let's see. That's pretty much all I got. I mean, that's basically what I can get from.
Well, but you did well. You did well for going last. You actually got 3 points, so I mean you're equal with me. Yeah, they were good points. I liked the one where he was talking about how they could add credibility to the game or add a negative connotation to the game with that. So there's a lot of different things, or get a studio like Rocksteady to fix a PC port that was badly optimized. You know what I'm saying? So those were really, really good points. That was a really good round. Seems like we're all in the thick of it. Axel and Hatchet again.
Well,
Art just cheated.
What do you mean I cheated?
Art just cheated. He cheated for actually stepping up? That's messed up.
Yeah, it's going last. Look up all the answers. Yeah.
All right, so this was a two-part question. I wanted to really hit this from all angles because I really want people to understand that it's not, I mean, this is gaming overall and we're supposed to have fun. So the second question is, was Jimmy Kimmel in the wrong for saying the things that he said about those who prefer to watch games rather than play them? Okay, so I'm going to tackle this from a couple aspects, okay? One, I believe everyone is entitled to their opinion, okay? Whether it be, they do understand it, they don't understand it, but see, without talking to each other or having a discussion, you can't understand each other. So just writing Jimmy Kimmel off because he has an opinion, albeit possibly a uninformed opinion, but it's still his opinion at the end of the day, and his opinion, may be wrong or it may be right. At the end of the day, you have to discuss these things, and that's what I think a lot of people are forgetting. Secondly, Jimmy Kimmel is a comedian. Like, you have guys like Markiplier, right, and PewDiePie. These guys are comedians in the gaming industry, for all intents and purposes. So it's okay for them to be comedic, but it's not okay for a comedian who makes a living off of stereotypes and making fun of stereotypes not to do the exact same thing, to get that comedy, to get that comedy laugh, that joke, that to offend someone. Because the whole thing about comedy is it's to ruffle feathers. It's to, if you ever watch stand-up comedy, you know that stand-up comedians are there to ruffle feathers. They're there to hit on every stereotype imaginable. They're there to... This has been done forever. So Jimmy Kimmel, I don't think, was saying it as an attack. In fact, one of the biggest things he did was he brought Markiplier, and I forgot what her name is, Miss May, Massey May or whatever, on his show, and he was explaining it's comedy. Everyone goes, why attack it? It's comedy. It's okay to, it's done in a comedic format. It's done in a situation where it's not serious, If it was anybody else, if it was the president, or if it was George Clooney, you'd have a thing. But when it's someone like Jimmy Kimmel, why aren't we just letting that go? I mean, we know Jimmy Kimmel. He's just a comedian. So for me, I'm just looking at it like, why is everybody getting so upset, really? Anyway.
Right.
What's the damage?
You had 3 good points.
Okay.
The fact that what you covered was, it's that he's a comedian. That people shouldn't be taking it too personally, and what he actually does. But he's not really that funny in general. I don't know. I don't find him.
But that's your opinion, see, and you're free to think that. Like, I mean, I believe some of the things he does is funny, but I also believe he's not that funny either. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he wasn't trying to get a rise out of people. That's.
Well, yeah, no, yeah.
But okay, so on to Axel. Same question. Was Jimmy Kimmel in the wrong for saying what he said about those who prefer to watch games rather than play them?
Personally, I mean, I can take a joke, okay, and I can expect other people to take a joke. So, I mean, I don't think he was wrong for it because I've been to like comedy shows and everything before, still living in New York, and there are times when like the comedian on stage he singles out somebody in the audience, okay. So you just have to go in, like you're going in there, brace yourself in case they say a joke about you, okay. You have to learn how to take it. It's not an insult. It's just it's just to make a joke. It's part of their act. You shouldn't feel, the gaming community shouldn't feel singled out just because he made fun of gamers who watch gamers. Okay, I mean it's not. I mean you do it, so what? I mean there's no big deal about it. I mean you shouldn't let one person make you feel like you're wrong for doing it at all. And also, I mean you do have to know that Jimmy Kimmel, he didn't mean anything by it. Okay, he was just trying to make a joke, and I mean, comedians are always looking for like the next big upcoming thing to turn into a joke. I do think they get whoever. I mean, he is receiving a lot of backlash about this, right? From the gaming community, from the
yeah, tons.
Well, I mean, we really should. I feel that they really shouldn't take this too personally, because I mean, I don't even know how you can take this too personally. If you're a person who watches another person play video games, I mean, so what? I mean, people watch other people do stuff all the time. Don't feel singled out. You're just part of the joke, but just learn to take a little bit of criticism. That's it. That's all it is. My last point for this, I don't know what else could I put about Jimmy Kimmel? I personally don't believe he's in the wrong. He did what his career is, even though he's not that funny, and people got a little bit hurt. It's okay.
Time.
It'll blow over.
All right. Well, you got 3 points that round. Congratulations, Axel. You're still doing much better than me. I especially liked how you were talking about how learn to be critiqued. Okay, and I think that's one of the biggest things with gamers. You have a lot of reviewers and a lot of people who they will do critiques, but then feel that they're not allowed to be critiqued themselves. Like, in fact, I invite people on my page, and everybody knows this. I invite people, critique me. Tell me what you didn't like. If you dislike one of my videos, stuff like that, tell me. I'm not going to sit here and get upset about that because it only helps me in the end. And I think that's a real
I remember. You can't take it. I remember I said I didn't like one little thing, and you're like, what? What, you don't like it? Then fuck off. Get out of my fucking life.
Never.
And then don't make me. Yeah, you were like, don't make me get on a plane and come to New York and find you and break the PS4.
Yes, that is definitely me, man. That is definitely me. I mean, taking this stuff seriously. Nah, it's all good. I mean, it's all gaming. It's all fun. But I did it in a fun way. Come on, man. I mean, if I was gonna do that, I would have been there. Yeah, no. But all right. On to the next. Hatchet. Same question to you. Was Jimmy Kimmel in the wrong for saying what he said about those who prefer to watch games rather than play them or not?
America. Yeah. We live in a country built on freedom of speech and expression. I mean, everything is an expression of self. Everything that we basically left England to be free and do what we want to do religiously and that sort of thing. Here we are years later, and people are offended by every fucking thing, everything possible. And yeah, everybody's touched on it. He's a comedian. Yeah, he makes jokes. The only reason why you should be, the only people who are getting offended by this are the people who have guilty conscience. I mean, they feel they're doing something wrong. It's kind of like getting caught with your hand in the cookie jar. They They're people who are getting offended are the ones that are doing it, the ones that are watching the Let's Plays, and they're just like, wait, he's making fun of me? You bastard! And you're just kind of like, so fucking what? It's it's a joke. He's a comedian. He's paid to be funny, and I'd have the same opinion if it was the president, if it was like if it was the cardinal, the pope, the frickin'. It could be fucking Shamu or Santa Claus. I don't care who it is. It's opinion. It's conjecture. And and if you're gonna be offended by it, that's your right. Be offended. Have your feelings, but do not take it to an extreme where you're trying to boycott somebody's livelihood over it. Don't go out there and be like, oh, this asshole made fun of me, boo-hoo. Well then, dude, get better at the game, and so you wouldn't have to watch the Let's Plays, so he wouldn't make fun of you. And it's like you listen to pro channels, you listen to YouTubers. Everybody's got an opinion on everything. You may not agree with it at any given moment. Everybody's different. Everybody does things their own way, and at the end of the day, it's you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and it's we can be offended and we can get over it.
Well, you got 3 points. You got 3 points that round. Congratulations, Hatchet. I especially liked how you said, this is, going after someone's livelihood. It's one thing to be offended, but it's another thing to get somebody fired over being offended or get somebody in trouble over being offended because you just happen to not like what they have to say or their point of view on said subject. So that was actually a really, really good point. Congratulations, 3 points that round. Tsunami.
Fucking Shamu?
Tsunami, on to you. Was Jimmy Kimmel in the wrong for saying what he said about those who prefer to watch games rather than play them? Or not?
Who's Jimmy Kimmel?
He was a co-host of the Man Show.
Actually, I kind of am serious with that comment a little bit. I mean, really, who's Jimmy Kimmel? He's a comedian that does his thing. He's an entertainer just like all the other guys that are doing Let's Plays. So, I mean, really, it was an entertainer picking on entertainers. Which, in reality, all entertainers do anyway. So, I really don't have a lot to say on this subject, only because it's all already been said pretty much by Axel and Hatchet and you. I don't think he was wrong. However, I think that, like Hatchet said, we have the right to free speech, and he has the right, especially on his show, to stage things however he wants. But I will touch on the backlash that he got a little bit. I personally actually found the backlash that he got a little more offensive than anything else that happened, and the reason why is because it made the gamers look like a bunch of psycho nut jobs. I mean, some of the comments that were said to him about him getting cancer and dying of gonorrhea and all this other stuff.
They really said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said some
community,
pretty
you're making
bad.
us all look
Hey, stop interrupting. Go on.
So I mean, honestly, it's not helping the gaming community's case by jumping him like that, especially since we already get enough backlash from all sorts of other areas. So I am going to touch on that, like I said, and with that thought, it's the end of my thing. But I'd really like to see a little more professionalism out of gamers than just jumping the gun and screaming and yelling and jumping up and down.
Oh, well, you're seriously going to give him that?
Well, he was
Cheater.
talking about
Okay.
professionalism. Well, see, if I was cheating, then I would be leading right now, and right now I'm in last place. Okay, so I don't even want to hear it. So But yes, I'm going to give it to him because he was talking about professionalism, you know, and at the end of the day, that is a point to be made, you know. I mean, gamers can be more professional. Gamers need to start being more professional, and it isn't helping our case. You know, it's making all the stereotypes of us true. People like Anita Sarkeesian, who are saying that gamers are sexist, the gamers are this, the gamers are that. Why are we attacking someone in such an aggressive way and making that true?
Topic for another time. Topic for another time.
But I understand, you know, so Tsunami, those were some very, very good points, you know, especially the point about the backlash that he got was actually more offensive than the actual joke itself. I thought was a really, really good point, so congratulations on that. All right, Arch.
Yeah.
Same question to you. Last thing of the round. Was Jimmy Kimmel in the wrong for saying what he said about those who prefer to watch games rather than play them? Yes or no?
No. Why? Because he has a First Amendment right of freedom of speech. It's simple as that. Black and white. Nothing else to say about it. However, I'm gonna continue on what your brother said about the backlash he got.
All right.
It was horrible because it proves the stereotypes. Right now, ever since that backlash, people probably consider gamers to be fat 40-year-old people living in their mother's basement, probably watching animated porn or something like that. I don't know. That's probably what the CSI is. We're living into the stereotype, and we're embracing it by continuing the attacks, though. It's still going on to this day. And another thing, too, with all the insults and death threats that Jimmy Kimmel got, it just shows us that we're fucking despicable people who don't like it when people criticize what we like to do. Okay. He made fun of people watching Let's Plays. So the fuck what? You have the right to say he can die, even though it's despicable. It's the same thing. It's a double standard. He has the right to insult us. We have the right to wish death threats on him. But we're not going to do anything about it. It's freedom of speech. And, you know, this just makes us even look worse as a community. We're right now one of the biggest growing communities out there in social media and in society. We're becoming literally big. We're so big that we're getting attacked from different angles. We're getting butt fucked from different angles. We're getting attacked now by comedians like Jimmy Kimmel as a joke, but then we're also getting attacked by politicians. I'm not gonna mention a name, even though he is the most hated person. And now we're also getting attacked by activist Anita Sarkeesian once again. She was quiet for months, and then out of the blue, she starts attacking us. Why? I'm pretty sure it happened right after the Jimmy Kimmel incident. It's just further her point that now not only are we sexist, but we're also despicable human beings with no remorse of human life, and just hate the fact that people are criticizing us. Damn you.
You got 3 points, though. You did good. You did really good. I especially like where you were talking about how we're not only being attacked now, and how Anita Sarkeesian, that was a really good point, where Anita Sarkeesian, you know, that allows people like Anita Sarkeesian, people who criticize the gaming industry, to come out and say, see, we were right. We were right. I mean, that gives them the perfect out to go, hey, look, there you go. Exactly what we were saying. Look at that.
There was one other name I was going to mention, but I decided not to because he is the most hated person between all gamers. So I'd rather not.
Zero?
You see,
No.
watching Let's Plays is like riding a moped. It's fun until your friends catch
Wait, look.
you.
There are 2 points though that haven't been made. Is that, you know?
Topic's over. We're moving on to the next one.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
No,
but
actually,
I did.
I want to hear.
Yeah, I
what,
want to hear what he had to say. Give it a second.
Fine. But I mean, you know, it's like, you know, comedians for one, you know, you feed them more based on your reaction to their joke about you. So if you're reacting this badly about something little that they said, that was something minor to make a joke out of, you're giving them more fuel to make a bigger joke. Be like, wow, these people can't take a joke. I wonder how they act when they lose a video game.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's actually a good point. That's actually a really good point.
The second one I want to my second point was the one point that Art made that was very good, that I wish I made that point, is the fact that, you know, the fact that you're being made fun of, okay, it means that it just shows how much you're growing, how big you are. You're being noticed by the rest of the world, to actually be made fun of.
Yep.
If you're nobody, then why make a joke about you? They're gonna say who?
Exactly. No, these are all great points. That was a great round, dude. And I like how we tackled the subject. We didn't get into we didn't have to insult. We didn't have to do anything. We just tackled the subject, gave it the way that it was. And that's why I love being a part of this show,
Fucking Hatchet.
All right.
Yes.
Wow. Oh man.
Be here all week.
All right. All right. Number three. Major changes are coming with the Destiny 2.0, the Taken King. One of the new changes is the Mercy Rule, where if a team is being decimated, Shaxx will call an end of the match and reset the clock to 10 seconds, ending the match. Do you agree with this new mechanic being implemented, or do you disagree with this new mechanic being implemented? Oh my gosh.
Wait, wait. Before you start, I like the way you said the question because you were just trying not to say it so angrily.
Well, dude, okay. I'm gonna tackle this from total. Look, we've already seen with this generation how easy games are getting. Okay, there's a lot of hand-holding in a lot of games. There's a lot of different things, and it's like people are missing that courage that gamers used to have. Like there were times where games back when we were kids seemed impossible. But did we play them? Yes, because we wanted to make the impossible possible. Nowadays, they're saying, you know what? It's impossible for you to come back. But I've been part of Destiny games where I'm losing 2,000 to, say, 14,000, come back to within 1,000 to almost win that game. Okay, like if it was impossible to do that, I would say, you know what, this rule is a good thing. But it's not impossible to come back and win when you're down by so much in a FPS game. So if it's not impossible to do, why are you making it impossible for the people who are losing to come back? That just makes them feel worse. Oh shoot, man, we are so bad. Like Bungie thinks we're so bad that they have to stop the game early, to protect our feelings, to protect our emotions, to protect the way we feel. Okay? That is what Bungie is doing with this Mercy Rule. Okay? They're basically saying, you know what? We're going to decide for you when enough is enough, like a referee would. Okay? They're deciding for you when you're going, you know what? I can do this. I can do this. It's that will to continue on knowing that it might be an impossible task that makes you a gamer. The ability to take any game, any task, any subject, and go after it headstrong, no matter what the consequence or what the outing is. That's what makes gaming great, is the fact that you can take on those big hurdles. Nowadays, they want to take away those hurdles.
Stop.
I stopped.
Okay.
I stopped myself.
You can finish that thought, though.
Yeah.
They want to take away those hurdles from us, and that's where you don't learn anything. If you have no hurdles to jump over, you're not going to learn anything. That's my opinion. Anyway.
Wow.
Look, people who are watching, you can tell by the passion in his voice. This really grinds his gears.
Oh, it does. It does, dude. I'm not even going to deny it. The Mercy Rule grinds my gears. That is not fair to the players, and that makes other players feel really bad about themselves, and that's not fair to do to them, dude. In my opinion.
Maybe they just suck.
Okay.
Even if they suck, dude, they can get better. Like, I mean, I've been on losing teams where I'm 1 or 3 guys against 5 or 6. What about games like that? But okay, that's another point that I took from someone. Sorry, but sorry, this does grind my gears. But how many points? What's the damage? Sorry,
You got three.
All right. Absolutely, this road. Okay, Axel.
What the fuck is that thing, Hatchet?
Same
Zero
question.
needs mercy.
Yeah, by the way you're going right now, you might need the merciful to call on you.
Oh, I'm telling you. Okay, I'd rather lose and get beat in the ground than have someone take pity on me.
Yeah.
Okay. Same to you, Axel. Same question. Major changes are coming with the Destiny 2.0, The Taken King. One of the new changes is the Mercy Rule, where if a team is being decimated, Shaxx will call an end of the match and reset the clock to 10 seconds, ending the match. Do you agree or disagree with this new mechanic being implemented?
First of all, I just want to say, Oryx is coming. Okay. Now, I mean, I do think it's a good thing. I do think it's a bad thing. It's kind of both and both. Okay. The Mercy Rule, yes. I mean, it does kind of cut off your chances from making that comeback. Okay, making a turnaround. I've seen a few YouTube videos of people playing Crucible where the team was down 9,000 points and they made a comeback and they won the match. Okay, that was a really good comeback. Okay, and personally, this Mercy Rule, okay, it's not to tell gamers or to tell the people playing Destiny. It's not in no way by any means to make them feel bad about themselves. Okay, it's more of like the fact, you know how when people drop out of a game, okay, because their team's losing and they want to switch to a new one. It's more of like to help us, to help it be a little bit more balanced. Okay, Bungie is trying to solve the problem where it's people keep withdrawing and joining the matches, okay, and then it's like when so many people leave one PvP match and you're left, and then there are like two people who are going to stick it out, and then they have to wait for new players to come in, okay? It's still, you're still waiting for people to come in. So those two players are still going to be getting killed by the other team that has 6 members on them, okay? The thing that is bad, the downside that is about it, is the fact that yes, it does it takes away that advantage for us to make the big comeback in a PvP, to show ourselves or to prove to ourselves that we can just make a comeback.
Time.
Stop.
You don't normally stick on one subject for as long as you did, but you stuck on that first subject pretty long, Axel. Like I mean, you normally move right on to the next one, but that you were just stuck on that first part. You did make 2 great points. I do like how you were talking about how it does make the game more balanced, and that's probably something I did in my rage, in my passionate, problem with this. I didn't. But that's what talking does. That's what understanding does. Okay, I understand that point of it, but I do believe it's unfair, to those players that, want that, But anyway, you did get 2 points that round.
Can I get a do-over?
I heard 3 dings.
No, it was only 2. I know because I'm the one doing the dings, and I'm really, really good at this now. I'm getting good. But no, it was 2. But the reason why I only gave him 2 is because he did stick on that first point a little long. Like, I mean, it took him a minute and 30 seconds on that one point. So.
Mercy Rule.
All right, yeah, Mercy Rule. I ended it quickly for you. No, Lance stopped the time early. No, I'm kidding. All right, Hatchet. Same question to you.
Yeah.
Same question to you. Major changes are coming with the Destiny 2.0, The Taken King. One of the new changes is the Mercy Rule, where if a team is being decimated, Shaxx will call the end of the match and reset the clock to 10 seconds, ending the match. Do you agree or disagree with this mechanic being implemented?
I disagree with it, but on the same token, I feel that it can be a necessary component because imagine how demoralizing it is for new players. Like, you're just getting in the game, your gear's not on point, your character's not on point, and you're getting your ass handed to you like no other. Yeah, it's good for the little ones who play, even though they shouldn't be playing this game. There's still little people that play this game, But on the same token, take your ass whooping like a man, woman, whatever, half and half, whatever you happen to be. But there's bonuses to be had if you finish out a match, sticking through an ass whooping. The different prizes you can get, the different all the XP and everything, and I feel it'd be a worse case, like a worse insult you're just got your ass handed to you, and then just before the just before the match is supposed to be over, sorry, you're getting your ass beat too bad. So yeah, and we're just gonna throw the match out, and we're gonna pat you on the head and send you on your way. I think that'd be more of an insult. Was that a ding?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what the hell was that? That was weak. But yeah, it's I feel that would be more of an insult to have to be saved by a fictional character, just out of nowhere. My guardian angel because I'm not as good as the 12-year-old kid with the frickin' thorn. But I can't even think of enough crap I can say about this. It's just I understand why it's being implemented. It saves feelings, but at the same time, it would hurt mine more than anything else. That's all I got. That's all I can think of.
Time.
Okay, well, Hatchet, you were awarded 2 points. See, Axel, you didn't fall behind, man. I mean, Hatchet had just as a smaller round, so because he stuck on those points too. But you made some really good points, especially with it being the new people. I didn't even think about that. That is, see, that's why I like the show too, because it actually, I mean, I didn't even think about that. I was like, wait, there are a lot of new people that are going to be joining Destiny, so that actually makes a lot of sense to implement
it's
something.
It's not even just the new people. Like I said, there's little kids that play this shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
And that's going to completely put them off if they're getting their asses stomped in,
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so you were awarded 2 points for round 3. Congratulations on that, Hatchet. Decent round. All right, Tsunami. Same question to you. Major changes are coming with the Destiny 2.0, The Taken King. One of the new changes is the Mercy rule, where if a team is being decimated, Shaxx will call the end of the match and reset the clock to 10 seconds, ending the match. Do you agree or disagree with this new mechanic being implemented?
I disagree when I'm winning, and I agree when I'm losing.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. The truth is that is kind of, it's taken away from the whole situation on both sides. And since nobody hit on the winning side this entire time you guys have been talking, I'm going to talk about the winning side. You're kind of taking away from the winning teams that like to go out and smash everybody all the time if you do that. And they do that on purpose for the joy of the kill. So they're kind of taking away from the teams that have teamed up and gotten together, that have 6 players that play, 3 or 4 times a week, and they go on and they smash everybody, because now they're gonna. Nobody knows what the point spread's gonna be. What's the point spread before he steps in? I mean, it could be 4,000 points. It could be 1,000 points. I mean, nobody knows. I mean, they could be ending matches really quickly now as the set teams. So, I mean, there's a lot that really goes into that, and until it really gets implemented, when we get the update, we're not really going to know how it's all going to work. Even Destiny said themselves that they're going to be waiting for a lot of fan input on whether they should make the spread bigger or change things. It's over 9,000. Knock it off.
You would do that joke.
But on the losing side of things, you guys all made pretty much the same points I would have made. It does take away from it, and it takes away, if you are losing, the biggest thing that it takes away is that comeback. If you make that comeback, you have a great feeling of success. You know what I mean? You're absolutely stoked. So that's pretty much all I got to say.
Next comeback.
You were awarded 3 points.
I mean.
You were awarded 3 points.
Everybody loves the underdog.
Yeah, I especially liked where you said that some of these teams, that's their enjoyment, going out and just decimating and proving their superiority over the other teams. And though that may seem weird to a lot of people to have anybody who would even think or want to do that, it's still something that, that's taking away their possibility for enjoyment because, it goes, and you know what, there's one point that I wanted to make, after I'll make it after Arch, just so I don't take anything. I don't take anything. But anyway, I really like the point that you made there. Arch, same question to you. Major changes are coming with the Destiny 2.0, the Taken King. One of the new changes is the Mercy rule, where if a team is being decimated, Shaxx will call the end of the match and reset the clock to 10 seconds, ending the match. Do you agree or disagree with this new mechanic being implemented?
With the Mercy rule, it can go both ways. It can be a good thing because there will be those teams that are just really bad that haven't gotten the feel of the fight, of the battle, and they just want the game to end. I know I've been on that receiving end, and I just want the game to end because my team's getting killed so badly because it's either Fellwinter Slides or a Thorn or a pretty Spear with flying around. It's always something. All right, but then we gotta look at it on the winning team as well. These guys are doing everything that they can in their own personal skill and anything in their arsenal to decimate you to hell. And when Lord Shaxx calls 10 seconds remaining because of the Mercy rule, they get the win, yeah, but it's not a fulfilling win like most people want. They want to obliterate you. They want to make you know who is the big boss. Who's the big boss here? They want you to know. And if Bungie's going to implement this, they also have to think how it's going to affect clans. The majority of clans in Destiny, shut up, Hatchet. The majority of clans in Destiny are all PvP clans. They're based on PvP clans. There is very little number of PvE because PvE is too damn easy. Anybody can do it. A level 1 can do it on the spot and get himself up to level 34 quick. But when it comes to PvP, you gotta have coordination with your team if you have one, or you just gotta pray to God that you have a good team that knows what they're doing. Because the majority of the time you don't, and you end up facing clans all by yourself, and you're like the only one trying to carry the team. I should know. Charles Osiris has proven that. And
Use you?
hey, don't cut it to me. Shut up. And another thing too, if this does not work well, Bungie could be experiencing another wave of backlash again. Perfect example, the backlash with the Thorn. Everybody remembers the Thorn, and it's still going on until next week. I know you can't see me, Sonic, but I'm flipping you off.
No, but you made a good point, especially there at the end. You actually got the point at the end where you were talking about how, if Bungie doesn't get this right, you could experience it. You could make things a whole lot worse in the community if this doesn't, work the way that it's supposed to work. And that was actually a really, really good point. And the other point I wanted to make, has anybody seen Vegeta? Like, everyone's seen DBZ, right? Well, I know, Axel, you don't like DBZ. But,
What?
but everybody else, who's seen it, Vegeta. It goes back to what Vegeta said when Goku was getting his ass beat by Cell, right? He goes, you know what? He's a warrior. Let him take his ass beating, and let it happen, right? And that's pride. Okay, that's the pride. That's the pride. That's the needing to finish it off, even if you're getting beat up. It just takes that feeling away of pride. It takes your pride and completely crushes it and goes, no, sorry, we're not going to give you the pride to at least finish the match. We're going to cut the match off so that you don't have the pride to finish the match. You see what I'm saying? It just, it's... So it's good and bad. I see all these guys' points. I saw the points I made. I really enjoyed that conversation because it actually hit it from all different angles. Congratulations on the round. Ark, you were awarded 3 points that round. Congratulations.
Wait. Ski, how many points did Zero make when it was his turn?
Zero made 3.
You guys want to give him that one? Because that was actually a pretty good point. No one.
Oh, no. That was just...
You know what?
Give him the point. Give him the point. You got my vote. I'll give you the point for that one.
No.
Because you did tackle pride, and no one mentioned
No,
pride.
I'm good. We're good.
No, but
No.
there's one thing that I just realized that I wanted to mention, but it slipped my mind because I lost it for a minute. How is this system gonna? How is the game actually gonna know when to call the mercy rule? Like what is the line for the mercy rule? Like
Well,
when
that's
it's
what I was saying.
Yeah,
about-
that's what Tsunami was saying.
Tsunami mentioned that already.
wow, then I missed that part too.
All right,
But yeah,
question
no,
4.
you made a good
Stop
question
sleeping.
4. Question 4 and subs, get your questions ready. Whoever's still watching, get your questions ready because after this round, it's the sub question next. So,
Oh.
round 4. Round 4. All right. Intel is looking to enter the gaming industry. Apple has been rumored to have a gaming app for their TVs. Alienware and Steam have come out with their own versions of consoles, and Nvidia has come out with a handheld. With all these companies putting their hat in the fray, will gaming survive, or are we looking at the possibility of another gaming crash? Who booked this crap? Hatchet. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna start it off by saying that I think we're headed for another crash. Personally, and I've actually done videos on my channel about this. Whereas you look at all the different input everybody's getting. Everybody has a different opinion. You have developers that are changing games based on what the majority say rather than what might be best for the game. You have developers that are building games for people rather than just building what their dream is to build, and what their art form, demands. They're not building their dream. They're building other people's dream because that's what sells. And I think this is where we're having an issue. You have all these different consoles, right? You have all these different consoles. Right now, we're starting to segregate as gamers, as a gaming community. Everybody's picking a side. Everybody's going somewhere, right? So with this many, now you have to pick a side with 6 different consoles instead of just 3 consoles. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of really separates a lot of the gaming community from each other because not everyone's going to have the same system. Not everybody's going to have the same thing, which is why I think PC gaming is actually really, really good for the industry right now because it's probably the only platform that everybody can play on no matter what you have. I mean, granted, it's not going to be at high settings. It's not going to be at ultra settings on everything because not everyone has a gaming rig. But it is a platform where everybody can play. With all these different people throwing their hats into the fray, I fear that it's going to get oversaturated. The market's going to become, well, what do I get? What is it that I get? What's the best? And then you have a million people with a million different opinions that steer other people in other directions, and you have all these gamers who used to game together now gaming in separate places. So for me, I just feel that it's definitely headed for a crash. And if you look at Atari, that's why Atari, failed.
5-0.
You can finish. You can finish.
No, you can-
Atari failed because they started putting out all this different content in a mass push, and it just didn't work because they just kept pushing out the same things over and over and over and over again, and we're seeing that again in this industry. So that's my opinion anyway. All right, next, what was the damage?
You got 4.
4.
Oh!
Yes, I'm coming back. No, I'm kidding.
Cheater.
All right. So great round for me. Any points you particularly like, or?
No, we just don't like it.
All right. We'll just move on to Axel. Axel, same question to you. Intel is looking to enter the gaming industry. Apple has been rumored to have a gaming app for their TVs. Alienware and Steam have come out with their own versions of consoles, and Nvidia has come out with a handheld. With all these companies putting their hat in the fray, will gaming survive? Or are we possibly looking at another gaming crash?
Right. Well, personally, I don't think we'll be headed for another gaming crash. Mainly because right now, the gaming community, we're based on loyalty. Okay. If Dell or Apple wants to get into the gaming industry, they would need to come up with a console that would really deter players from Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo. okay, you need to make something that is either has the better qualities of all the current consoles, or have all the qualities of the consoles wrapped up into one that surpasses all of them. It's the only way you're gonna make any money in the gaming industry. Okay, that's how like Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo, they've all stuck to their own thing, while being console makers. Okay, they've all set aside that have that different perk that makes them different from each other, which brings a different kind of customer attention to it, a gamer attention to it, and something specifically that they like. Like with us for PlayStation, okay, they're PlayStation exclusives, they're Xbox exclusive, then there's Nintendo exclusives, okay, an Apple or Dell exclusives, or a console for that matter. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to compete with everybody else. And also, if they do, if Apple or Dell they do develop something in the gaming industry, how will the current console companies compete with these new consoles if they ever do come out? How will they react? What I'm interested to see, like, what is it going to be, like another war going on between not just Sony fans, Xbox players, and Nintendo players, but also people who have iPhones and Droids or Dell's computer. I mean, this just might start a bigger fight. And
Time.
okay.
You got 4 points that round. I especially like how you were talking about, they have to do something special to compete, because all these, loyalty is a big thing among gamers, and they are loyal to the brand of their choice. So a lot of the time, they will stick with that brand no matter what, and that actually makes perfect sense in terms of, these companies have to do something really special to get that loyalty from, the companies that already have it and have earned it over the years. So that was a really good point. You got 4 points that round. Congratulations, Axel. All right, Hatchet. Same question to you, man. Intel is looking to enter the gaming industry. Apple has been rumored to have a gaming app for their TVs. Alienware and Steam have come out with their own versions of consoles, and Nvidia has come out with a handheld. With all these companies putting their hat in the fray, will gaming survive, or are we looking at the possibility of another gaming crash?
It is the gaming Armageddon. The apocalypse is upon us. We're all doomed. I mean, it comes down to basically affordability. It comes down to, like how practical each system is going to be. If it's an affordable system, if the games are worthwhile, if they are entertaining, if you build it, they will come. But at the same time, yeah, people being overly bombarded by different types of consoles, different types of controllers, different types of dynamics. They're gonna get frustrated, or they're just not gonna care. I walk whenever I go to Rite Aid, they have the retro consoles that you can find behind the counter with like 200 games from Sega Genesis or Nintendo, and that is something that is a great idea to friggin' to push to get people started into gaming and kind of learn it. But with these new consoles, there's a lot of hurdles and stuff that you got to get over, which is learning the peripherals, learning the buttons, to get the whole feel for the console, and if everybody's marketing the same types of games, say all these consoles come out alongside the PlayStation and the Xbox and the Wii and all that, and everybody's got Street Fighter. What's the point of buying the console? If everybody's got Resident Evil, what's the point of buying the console? Everybody's got the same exact games. So you're going to have to come up with your own dynamic where you're going to have to make your own games. You're going to have your own customized games for these consoles that is extraordinarily different than what is out on the market to set yourself aside from what other people are saying and doing.
Well, you got 4 points.
Apart. I mean,
You got 4 points that round. I especially liked where you were talking about how a lot of people are going to have a lot of trouble because you're moving from different interfaces, you're moving from different UIs, you're moving to different game pads, different gaming. Like one of the craziest things I've ever done is trying to use a PC only controller opposed from, say the DualShock 3 or the Xbox controller. That's one of the craziest things because it's set up a lot different, and you have to, you program it your own way, but it's set up a lot different, and the feeling is different in your hands. Like if you're used to something, it's different when you change it. So that was a really, really good point, that they'll have to learn so many different configurations, so many different things, so many different peripherals. That was a really good point. All right, so Tsunami.
I'm glad you like my point, Z.
Okay. Don't get full of yourself. It was okay. It was okay. I'm gonna start saying your points were all right. Yeah. All right. All right. To you, Tsunami. Intel is looking to enter the gaming industry. Apple has been rumored to have a gaming app for their TVs. Alienware and Steam have come out with their own versions of consoles, and Nvidia has come out with a handheld. With all these companies putting their hat in the fray, will gaming survive, or are we possibly looking at another gaming crash?
Well, that can go both ways also. As far as I read with the Apple thing, they're going to be releasing the info on what their new console is doing on Tuesday and what it actually can do. My guess is it's streaming games because they don't have the hardware yet to do disc games yet. However, they are looking into it from what the CEO was saying, so we probably will see Apple on the scene here within the next, probably by PlayStation 5 and Xbox, whatever in the heck they decide to call it. Because I don't think Xbox 2 sounds that good. But then again, they might go with that.
Yeah.
However, Apple is going to be streaming games, and they are going to be doing games off of their system, which means they're going to have a controller and all the stuff that Hatchet said. Now, here's my thought on the situation, though. Even if they do come out with a new system, we've seen all the ported games. We've seen that games that were PlayStation-based. What the heck is that in the background?
Hatchet.
He's writing something.
We've seen that the ports from the games from the PC to the from the PC to the PlayStation and back to the Xbox and all of that have come out kind of shoddy at times. Who are the developers going to develop for? I mean, honestly, in the end, it's going to start. You can't develop for all the systems. I mean, I guess you can, but I mean, it's not going to always port over well.
Yeah.
And then when you're thinking about it, it's going to be tough. I mean, are we going to have to choose between systems because of developers now? Not just systems
That's a good
anymore.
point too.
Because what if your favorite developer is on Xbox but it's not on PlayStation? You know what I mean? Or is on Apple but it's not going to be on PlayStation or Xbox? I mean, you're going to wind up having to have 3 or 4 different systems just to play all the games you want to play. So, that's my thought on the topic.
The war has begun.
Well, you made 3 really, really good points. I especially like how you said, are we going to have to start buying systems for the developers we like? We already technically do that kind of now, but imagine if there were 6 consoles and the developers were spread out on all of them. Or someone bought up a third-party exclusive for the Steam machine, and the next thing you know, it's not coming to PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, this could get really hairy real quick. So that was a really, really good point. You were awarded 3 points that round. Congratulations. And lastly, Arch.
Wow.
Arch, same question to you.
Wow.
Intel is looking to enter the gaming industry. Apple has been rumored to have a gaming app for their TVs. Alienware and Steam have come out with their own versions of consoles, and Nvidia has come out with a handheld. With all these companies putting their hat in the fray, Will gaming survive, or are we looking at the possibility of another gaming crash?
Uh, okay. I want to say this can go both ways, but I absolutely have no clue how this is beneficial, so I'm not even kidding myself. It's gonna cause the apocalypse of gaming again. I mean, 6 different consoles. Loyalty is gonna be thrown out the window. It's not gonna be based on loyalty anymore. It's gonna be based on who has the better graphics, who has the better GPU, better CPU, who has the better hardware, and most importantly, who's got the most variety of games. That's what matters more than the more. Shut up with that fucking board, Hatchet.
He
Alright.
got no point for that. Good job, Art.
Alright. So, like I was saying before, interrupted by a bald guy. It's gonna also depend on the variety of games. Like, say Sony gets the majority of third-party exclusives and first-party exclusives. Sony wins the competition hands down. Microsoft will die. Nvidia will never even get a chance to go on the shelves. Apple TV's not gonna work. Steam's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because It's gonna be based on who has the biggest pockets, and who has the biggest pockets right now. Sony. They're beating us out on sales. And another thing too, it's just not gonna work. Nvidia's trying to release a handheld console. They already did, yes, but they're also trying to implement the Oculus Rift in it, if I'm not mistaken. We have technology, we have advanced technology, yes, but we don't have that amount of technology to make virtual reality or augmented reality. It's just not time yet. There will be a time when that takes over and outsource the consoles, but it's not the time. It's just not the time yet. And another thing, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, these companies, Intel and Apple, they should. I don't want to sound bad because I do own Apple products, but they should just stay on what they do better, which is tablets, laptops, computers, and iPhones and iPods. That's it. They should just stay with it because that's their comfort zone. If they go out of their comfort zone, it's gonna end badly for them. It's gonna blow up in their face, and that's gonna be bad for those who hold stock shares. You gotta look at it out of a business perspective. You have to look at it as a business as well.
Time.
I was just talking on my ass.
Well, but you got 4 points. You did good because I especially like how you brought up the stocks because that does, if they don't stick, they have a possibility of completely failing in that market. I mean, you look at a lot of, you look at what happened with Sega. Sega didn't fail. Sega just, it got to the point where PlayStation just became bigger. And that's the thing, when you have all this market share being split, it's which companies are going to be able to keep the market share. That's the thing, and the ones that don't are going to fail. I mean, we saw there was 4 consoles at one point. 4. And then one died. And now one is really struggling.
Oh yeah, Nintendo.
Yeah. So now one is really, really struggling. So when it comes right down to it, it's just too many consoles, I think, in my opinion. But hey,
this is not what Steve Jobs had in mind for his.
No, definitely not.
Shut up.
Anyway, that was a great round. All right. So all right. No, I'm just playing. All right. So we're gonna go to the 5th round question. Are there any questions from our subs?
I checked the comments.
Watching.
I saw nothing at all.
No. People.
I do have one. Wolflow put one up.
Oh, right now? I didn't see that.
Nah, he put it up on YouTube.
Oh.
Our buddy Wolfie Flow.
Okay, what do you put up?
Wolf.
He put up, what are some pros and cons of game reviews and impressions?
What are you talking about? What is
Oh, okay, here we go. Pros and cons to game reviews and impressions.
What do you mean by that?
What?
What do you mean by that?
What are the pros and cons to game reviews or impressions? It's a pretty straightforward question.
What are the pros and cons of review? Just think of it that way. We'll take off the impressions part, and we can just put what are the pros and cons of games reviews.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Wolf, by the way. If
Yeah.
you're watching.
He's probably playing Metal Gear. Approval.
All right. I guess it's to me then.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. The pros and cons to game reviews, and first impressions. Okay. It depends on the time that they're made. Okay, okay, perfect example. If you're coming out with a review, which you've noticed a lot of big sites have been coming out with, reviews before the game's even out yet. I mean, people are dogging on the game before it's even out yet. I mean, people are talking crap about the game before it's even out yet. So when you do that, that surely affects who's going to buy it, who's not going to buy it. You know, I mean, I hate to say that because I believe everyone should have their own minds and think for themselves and everything, but a lot of the times it affects the way people purchase their products when they get reviews early. Now, when you're talking about reviews after the fact, you know, as long as the game is finished, because I believe you can also have a very narrow-minded view of the game if you haven't finished the game before you do the review. You can have a very narrow-minded view of what you can get, what you can't get, how to do certain things, and you don't really get a comprehensive analysis. And I think that's one of the cons of reviews, is a lot of the reviews are not comprehensive enough. They are not a full analysis of said game. You know, and you can do that without spoilers. You can do that without giving anything away. It's just a lot of people, they want to be the first out. So they'll be like, don't buy this game, or don't do this, or don't do that. And people are impressionable, so they listen to this. So that's how they can really affect the gaming industry. This also affects the bottom line for developers. This affects games being bought. This affects money that goes in that could possibly be used for new AAA titles and new experiences, because now we're telling people not to invest in the industry, which is what we do when we purchase a game. Now, the pros of reviews are, you know, if it's a... Oh well. I got the cons.
You know what, Zero? Finish your point.
One of the pros I'll just say one of the pros is that, you know, you have the ability to not purchase a game if it's bad. You know, one of the pros is letting you know so that you're not wasting your money on an experience that may or may not be good. But I believe it always has to be done after the game is released and after you finish it. I don't believe any early stuff should be put out. That's just my opinion. So anyway, what's the damage?
3.
3. All right. Axel, same question to you. What are the pros and cons of game reviews?
All right. Well, look, the pros for game reviews are that they can be very informative to gamers who are looking to find out information about a certain game that they're interested in. All right. The game reviews can tell them what it's about, if it offers multiplayer, if it has basically what they're looking for. Okay. The cons point is that sometimes reviews can be biased. Okay, which can make you miss out on a really great game that's out there. Okay. Look, I mean, for zero for you instance, you are unbiased, which is good. You're honest, and you give a good opinion. I mean, for instance, look at Destiny. A lot of people didn't like it in the beginning. They bought it and they sold it back to GameStop. They got rid of it because they didn't think it was worth the time. Now it's coming out with all this DLC, and a lot of people are so excited for it. People are having to rebuy Destiny or just buy the bundle package for it. Okay. I guess another pro for game reviews is that you get to like not just reviews but for systems as well. They tell you what something will offer, what something won't. I mean, basically it's all very informative. It makes you kind of I don't know it makes you give more attention to the gaming industry for that. Okay, you give it more attention. You're giving the YouTubers who do these reviews more attention, giving them more of a reason to keep doing what they're doing. Another con could be is that, I mean, reviews are great, but you know what? When you have like Attack of the Show or one of the a show on Spike, or E3 Gamescom, or PAX Prime, okay? A lot of the informers that are speaking on there, there's sometimes they don't really give the
Time.
best kind of opinion or the best kind of unbiased opinion, and it just kind of hurts the community a bit.
You got 4 points. You got 4 points. Congratulations.
Hey.
You beat me. I lost. No, it's all good. I can't win every week. Axel, you made some very good points in there. I especially like how you were talking about how it does kind of hurt the industry. It does kind of hurt the bottom line. I like how you went into just reviews being very informative and allow you to gain interest in the game. That was a really, really good point, too. So, on to Hatchet. Hatchet, are you still there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, same question to you. What are the pros and cons of games reviews?
Oh, it's simple. Oh, man down. My opinion may be different than your opinion. Everybody can agree to disagree on just about anything. I mean, no two people are going to have the same thought about any given fucking thing at any given moment. So, I mean, there's always going to be a difference of opinion, whether a game was good, bad. There are games that I love, regardless of what anybody says. Like for PS3, when they came out with the Rogue Warrior game, Bethesda came out with the Rogue Warrior game for based off of the books by Richard Marcinko. I love those games to death. I love that game to death, but there are people who believe that game was absolute crap. I think it got like a freaking 3 or a 4 on the gaming charts. And, that's one of my favorite games. That's a gem to me. There are people who love Final Fantasy, and, I can't. I like Final Fantasy VII and anything before that. After that, it's whatever. Oh, God, train of thought derailed. Anyway, but the pros and cons is it helps people come up with an idea of what they want to buy. Whether I'm just gonna quit. I quit. I can't think. So I'm just seriously, I lost every fucking idea I had just now, and game over, man. Game over.
Well, you gave it a good run.
What you get for drawing all the time?
I think it's because I've been huffing ink this entire time. I think that's the problem.
I like how you did talk about. You did get 1 point that round for talking about how opinions will vary from person to person to person, and it's a way to see different opinions in different reviews. So I thought that was really, really good. So you were awarded 1 point that round. Well, you were on the route to taking down Axel. All right, Tsunami. You are my last hope. You are my last hope. No, I'm kidding. Tsunami.
This brain fart was brought to you by Sharpie. Ah, fuck.
Tsunami. Same question to you. What are the pros and cons of game reviews?
Okay, well, the cons I would have to say would be misinformation would be the big one. People, like has been said earlier, they're really biased, okay? And a lot of times things get blown way out of proportion, like game handling or graphics. Even though they might not be what it was originally said the game was gonna be, the people get upset and blow it out of proportion. Angry Joe did it with Watch Dogs. Not to call anybody out. Angry Joe is a great reviewer, by the way, if anyone's watching. He is a great reviewer. However, you can tell when he's upset that a game didn't turn out to be the way that he expected it to. And a lot of times with that, it does cause people to not purchase the game. And you may miss out on a good experience. Watch Dogs was actually, from what I've heard from other people, a really good game. I have yet to play it myself because I've been playing all these other games, but I do intend on buying it, and I do intend on playing it. But there's diehards out there that will not buy the game just because, any particular reviewer said that the game was garbage. The one I hate the most is Army of Two. The last one was actually a great game, and a lot of people didn't buy it because it bombed so bad. But I enjoyed it.
Devil's Cartel was awesome.
Devil's
Yeah.
Cartel, yeah. The pros to the game reviews. Now, this only is for real good reviewers. And like I said before, Angry Joe's really good. There's a lot of unbiased people that actually do take gaming to heart and put out really good reviews. It really helps to spread the word about a game. So if they're giving the opportunity for the game to really flourish, and that's the end of my time, but I'm going to finish this thought. They give the opportunity for the game to really flourish and for people to find out. Before, the only way we could find out before there was game reviews or let's plays for that matter online was by word of mouth. Our friends, if our friends didn't pick up the game or no one else picked up the game, nobody knew nothing about it. I mean, that's just the way it was. You had to walk into the store and decide what you wanted. You couldn't go online and kind of game shop, but that's kind of the pros of it now.
You got 3 points that round. Congratulations, Tsunami. I especially like the last one you made about it bringing awareness to said game, which is actually a really good point because it does. Before, you'd only be able to tell from people, and technically we got our reviews from other people, word of mouth, all the time when we were growing up. And we don't have to do that anymore. But the whole thing is there is a lot of misinformation being thrown around. So, definitely some good points. Good points. Arch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last guy of the last round. What are the pros and cons of game reviews?
I'm gonna try and tackle the pros first. The pros of game reviews is that it influences a consumer's purchase. If the game is bad, that person needs to save themselves $60. If the game is good, you know what? Go spend the $60, try it out for yourself, and enjoy the damn game. But that could also be a con, because what if the game is so bad because this particular person said it, but you want to try it out yourself? You're never going to do it because you're going to follow the crowd. You're going to follow the crowd. And it's another bad thing too when we let YouTubers such as Angry Joe, he's the only YouTuber commentator, YouTuber reviewer that I know about so far.
Jimquisition.
Okay, and that guy too. Whenever they mention a game that's good, I'm gonna use Arkham Knight for an example. When Angry Joe said that Arkham Knight on the PC was horrible, everybody boycotted it. They didn't buy it, and they sent so much backlash to Rocksteady Studios. That hurts the company's credibility as well. And you know what? Why should you listen to him? It's his opinion. I mean, yes, the game was bad, but just because this person said it, you're not gonna go and see how bad it is for yourself. Maybe it's good, but he just runs on a crappy PC. I don't know. It's also a good thing too because when these YouTubers decide to give good positive reinforcement in the game, or just as reviewers, like perfect example is Metal Gear Solid 5. Before the game even came out, reviewers automatically gave the game outstanding critical acclaim, meaning that it was the best work that Kojima ever did on the Metal Gear Solid series. Now that it's come out, it's actually gone down a little bit to just be widespread critical acclaim, which is still good, but it's not as outstanding as it was back then. The game is still great, it is an amazing game to play, and it is a perfect send-up for Kojima and the Metal Gear Solid series. But you see, it varies from time to time. These reviewers got way too ahead of the game, and they gave the game positive reviews, but in reality, there are some parts in the game that, they just didn't see because it wasn't fully released.
Yeah, I'll give that. Yeah. Okay. So, I liked a couple of the points you made. I especially liked how you were talking about how, you have Angry Joe and Jimquisition and everybody, having people boycott games that they themselves feel are not, up to par. I thought that was a really, really good point. But there's one point I think all of us missed that, knowing Wolflow, I think this is what he was getting at of what I know of him. It also fuels the console war. I mean, a lot of these reviews, one of the big cons is this fuels the console war. You review an exclusive game, whether it be PlayStation or that's fuel for a lot of these console war channels to actually, attack other YouTubers because, we've got the best exclusive or we've got this. It's the same thing that happened with Bloodborne. So it does fuel the console war a lot, but it is also a necessary evil is basically what we're getting at. All right, guys.
I'll take that point.
All right. So take time and talk about what you guys are playing while I add this up, and we'll figure out who the winner is.
Well, I've been playing with markers.
I've been playing with Metal Gear Solid 5, and it's awesome.
So are the markers.
Damn markers down, man. You're gonna kill yourself. Your mom's gonna walk in there. Well, I can picture the news. 32-year-old serial killer found dead by markers.
Death by Sharpie. Yeah.
Shampoo is better. No, conditioner is better.
You know, man.
You know what? That's why I just buy 2-in-1. I'll buy 2-in-1. I don't give a fuck. I don't buy separate shit. I'll buy 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah, cheap bastard.
Are you guys ready for the Taken King? Are you ready?
I'm a little excited.
I'm ready to take the king.
All right. Oh, giggity you. Oh.
I'm excited for it because I finally get to be a Sith Lord with a Warlock. But I'm kind of upset that they're pushing the rate till the Friday coming up.
I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, they could have been worse. They could have pushed it to like a month later. It's like,
Or like
2 days.
Coming out Christmas next year.
Even
like
if they pushed it to 2 days, I mean, like, come on, you still got some time to level up a bit.
How long was Crota's End pushed back to when it came out? I think it came out in what, January, right?
The Taking?
The Dark Below. Sorry, the Dark Below.
Yeah, the Dark Below came out. Didn't the Dark Below came out in December? December, right?
I don't know when it came out. But when did the raid come out? Like 2 months later, right?
No, we had the normal raid. The hard mode raid didn't come out till like a month later.
Well, this is interesting, guys. This was actually a really good week. So who's got the clapper? You got the clapper ready?
I got the clapper.
I know they got penicillin for that.
All right, I'm not talking about the clap. Okay. All right. So Axel is this week's winner.
I blame markers.
All right.
Okay.
Second place. Second place is a 3-way tie between me, Arch, and Tsunami.
Woo! Second place.
And Hatchet.
That last question.
Yeah, seriously, you had it. You probably would have won if you had just. Yeah, you probably would have won.
Put down the markers.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's an addictive habit. I can't help it.
So anyway, congratulations, Axel. Anyway, guys, that's this week's show on the Gaming Podcast. Please tune in next week at 8:30 for the next game. We also have a special going for the championship. Basically, what we're playing for right now, and I'm going to explain this here, what we're playing for is placing. So basically, we're going to do elimination round on the championship, which is going to be in about 2 months. It's going to be basically last place on the season is 5th. Round 5 goes against 4, and then 4 goes against, and then the winner of that goes against 3, and then the winner of that goes against 2, and the winner of that goes against 1. So you can still become the champion even if you lose the season. This has been a great season so far, so definitely tune in next week, and definitely vote for your favorite debater. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait.
And we will see you guys next week.
Mention the other time zones, fool.
Oh, and that'll be 9 o'clock Eastern Time. 8 o'clock, 8:30 Central Time, and 6:30 Pacific.
Pacific. Yes.
Alrighty, guys.
Gamers, keep gaming.
Like and subscribe.